Welcome in, everybody. Episode 3, Long Car Live. Here we be. Lots of love in the chat already. I see the resubs. I see the love. You guys are awesome. As they always say. Better late than never. Better late than never. Had a couple of things we had to work out tonight, guys. Tonight. Thank you all for being here. We have a very, very special guest. I'm honestly very excited about tonight, especially because this was kind of my entire purpose with Long Car Live, was to branch out outside of my poker bubble and, branch out into other sectors. And tonight, I will always remember tonight's guest, my first non-poker guest here on Long Car Live. He is amazing. We have a musical artist tonight. His name is 95 Mil. Rapper, entertainer. Already has a bunch of official music videos out there. He's opened for E40, Too Short, and many others. And after you guys hear his absolute fire music that we'll be playing at the end of the stream tonight, so you guys can get a real taste for the good, you guys will definitely agree with me that there will be a lot more people in the near future saying, oh yeah, 95 Mil, I've definitely heard of him. He's definitely up and coming, definitely on the right track, and like I said, his music's absolutely fire. He is a fellow Sacramentonian, and like I said, I'm really honored that he was able to make it on tonight. I'm excited for him to share his journey, everything that's gone on from point A to point B to get him to where he is today. And it's going to be a great episode. As always, we'll be ending the stream tonight with some giveaway action. So make sure you guys buckle up, sit tight, get comfy, get that popcorn out. It's going to be another great episode here on Long Car Live. Once again, this is a regular thing. We'll be here every single Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time with a new guest every week. And with that, let's jump right into it. Let's get it going. Yes, sir. And there he is. Yes. Let's get situated right here. And actually, give me 1 second. One little thing right here. 1 second. Getting everything set up. And once again, thanks to all of you for being here tonight. I will always remember tonight's episode as the first non-poker guest, 95 Mil. Thanks for being here tonight, man.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
Yeah, man. Welcome in. And I gotta say again, I've said this to you a couple times. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Man, I just appreciate you having me. I'm excited, and man, you're the man. What's going on with you, my bro? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Life's good. Poker's good. Family's good. Crypto is good.
Awesome.
Everything's good, man. Deanna, resub. Thanks a ton, guys. Let's go. Yeah.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Yeah. So for those of you that are just hopping onto the stream, special guest here tonight, 95 Mil. Once again, stay here for the entire stream. We'll be playing some of his super fire music tracks and music videos at the end of the stream. And so let's jump right into it, man. You are, not too many people can say I'm a music artist, but then also follow that with, and you can also download my music on pretty much every, let me not say pretty much, let me say every single music platform out there. You're on Pandora, you're on Spotify, you're on Apple, you're on everything. And obviously you're no stranger to the big lights. You've opened for Too Short, you've opened for E40. Talk to me about where you are today and let everyone know who you are real quick.
My name is 95 Mil. Okay. That name comes from the fact that I was born in 1995 and my last name is Miller, so I just married him. I didn't want my name to be like Lil something, Lil this, Lil that, I wanted to be real, authentic. I wanted to be legit, so I tried to just be as close as I could without having to use my real name,
Yep.
My real name is Andrew Miller. So I just, you know what I mean? Nobody really knows that, but since you're my man, I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody know.
Andrew Miller
But
in the house, born in 1995. I
Andrew
love it, man.
Miller.
I love that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you know what you were saying about like all platforms and stuff. Yeah, that's a good thing to talk about because when I was doing music, like when I first started doing music, you know, that was like one of the hardest little steps to take was to like, you know, when you're not having so much influence in the beginning of your career and you're like, man, how do I get my music like to the world without having to hand them a CD or something? You know, like how can I just say, hey, go download my music or go check me out? You know, that was a stepping stone for me was to be able to get my music just out to the world on all platforms and still now that is the biggest advantage that I have to people to be like, yeah, check me out on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or like wherever you look at music at, you just search my stuff up and it'll come in there. And man, you know, that just feels good for me because it took a long time to figure that out. You know, it's been some years since then, but that was probably the beginning of the hardest part of my whole career, you know, because when you first start out doing music, you know, you kind of just, you know, you're not even trying to go pro. Like at this point, you know, you're like, oh, we're just having fun, you know, because when it really started for me, I was probably like 12 years old. And my neighbor, he used to like beatbox, you know, he was like an old school guy and he'd beatbox and he had a friend that'd come over all the time and he'd be like rapping all the time, you know, and I'd always hang out with them. Here I am, the young buck hanging out with these older guys, you know, and he'd be rapping while my neighbor's beatboxing. It was like old school, like New York style hip hop, you know, it was really cool. And I was like, one time he was singing this one song, and I was like, "Oh, what song is that? That's like hecka cool. Like, I'm trying to download that, like, put it on my iPod and stuff, you know." And he was like, "Oh, that's a freestyle." And I was like, "A freestyle? Like, what the hell's a freestyle?" And he was like, "I basically just made that up as I was rapping right now." And I was like blown away. I was like, "You're such a liar. Like, I don't believe you. You know, like, you know, how the hell did you come up with that so fast?"
And how
You
how
know, and
how
he
how old were you at this point in time?
I was 12. I was
You were
12.
12.
I was
Okay,
12. I was
okay,
12 years
okay.
old. Yeah. You know, I was in the sixth grade, you know. So he was like, yeah, it's just a freestyle. And I didn't believe him. So he was like, give me a topic. Tell me what you want me to rap about. And I was like, okay, rap about going to McDonald's. And I remember this. He literally was like, okay, give me a beat. Neighbor gave him a beat. He starts rapping about like how he ordered up a Big Mac and like hold the fries and some chicken nuggets on the side and like some real cool stuff. And I was just like, man, okay, I believe you. And I was like, teach me, like how? Like that was the coolest stuff ever. I thought it was just so cool. And at this point, like, you know, you just want to be like cool like these guys because, you know, I was only 12. And he's like, yeah, you just write stuff down, just write down stuff and try to memorize it. And you know what I mean? And then over time, it just starts to stick in your mind. And so I was like writing, like I had a little notepad, I like stole one of my mom's like little notepads she had. It was like a little notepad. I just stole it and started writing all kinds of stuff in it, you know, and over time, you know, I just walk into school, just trying to just do it. And, you know, over the years, it always stuck with me. Like everywhere I went, you know, everything I was doing, it was always in my mind, like you said. And I was going to house parties and stuff, you know, like a couple of years later, maybe like I was probably like 14, 15 at this point, going to house parties with these guys. And they were like really doing it professionally. You know, they would do a cypher session. So they would have like a whole circle of people and one guy would beatbox and they would just go around like a clock and everybody would rap, you know? And I was like, I would be so intimidated. I'm like, oh, I don't want to like jump in there and like embarrass myself, you know? So I was, like I said, always a young buck. These guys were always older than me, but they were always like pushing me, like, come on, just get in there. Like, just say something, you know, and whatever. Then over the years, you know, keeps going. I'm probably 16 now. Um, I moved to Dixon, California. My mom, she moved up there and I went to school out there and lived with her. And
And
I'm
where did
from
and where did you
Sacramento,
say you were born and raised up until
born and
16?
raised from Sacramento, all the way from birth, all the way until I was 16, until I had no option but to move.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to stay, but I had to go. And anyways, I love Dixon. Dixon was a cool place. I go to Dixon and I meet some friends. I go to a party. Okay. And one of these guys are like doing the kind of the similar thing. And I was like, okay, wait, I think I can kind of fit in a little bit, you know? So I just started doing my thing, and I was just started freestyling at the house parties, you know,
Okay.
and you know, everywhere I was going to these parties or to school or stuff like that, you know, I was always freestyling. And then everybody, Dixon's a small town. Dixon's very small. At this point, everybody kind of knew me. They were like, "Oh, that's Andrew from SAC. He's the rapper from SAC," you know. And I was just like, "Okay, cool." Like, I had a buddy, my buddy named D'Amico. Okay, it was to the points where I was rapping like so much because I was just like, well, you go out to Dixon, there's not much out there, you know? So you just try to utilize your spare time. My buddy D'Amico was always with me all the time. And he had a friend that had a studio, okay? And he was always with me when I was rapping. And he used to say, man, you need to go to the studio. You need to go to the studio. And I was like, no, man, I'm not trying to like be a rapper. I'm not trying to like go professional, you know, because I was just having fun. I was just having fun. And he kept telling me, you got to go, you got to go. And I was just like, still pushing it off. You know, one day, true story, listen to this. One day he comes in, he's just like, hey, come outside. We're going to go for a ride. He picks me up. He drives me into the studio. He just literally drugged me there and he put me in front of a microphone. I was 16. I'm 26 now. This was 10 years ago when I very first ever touched the microphone.
So
you
this
know,
is really where it all began, right here, right now, in the studio.
Right. Yeah, this is right now. 16 years old. I'm in the studio. You know, I go there for my first time, and you know, I had such a good time. Like man, D'Amico, if you're watching this, bro, I thank you so much because, you know, he literally drugged me there, and you know, he put me right in front of the microphone, and you know, so much changed. I was there every single day, every day. You know, at this point, it wasn't like, oh, I'm trying to make records. I'm trying to do this. It wasn't like that. It was just like, I don't think I ever really heard myself like really rap, you know? I was like always doubting myself. And he was like, you need to go, you know? So I went, heard myself, and I just got like really hooked to like the fact that, you know, the creativity behind it. You could like say what you want. It's freedom of speech. And you put some cool beat behind it, you know? It was like really cool. So then I mean, that's pretty much right where the studio years started. I was 16 years old. I think it was in 2012. 2012. It was a long time
obviously
ago.
you kind of ate those words. I'm not trying to become a rapper.
Right? Yeah. Hey, I intimidated myself, but you know, but this is another thing I could say is my dad, you know, he played, my parents, my mom and dad, they played a lot of rap, like Too Short, E40, you know, like Mac Mall, you know, Warren G, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, like, you know, like a lot of rap, you know, that I grew up on. And you know, it was inspiration over the years, you know, and just, you know, having them as inspiration probably stirred the pot a lot, you know. But growing up, I used to be like, man, if I was ever going to be a rapper, I would dress like Run DMC and I would rap like Too Short. You know,
That's awesome.
I love how Run DMC had the you know, the Adidas jumpsuit, and how Too Short was just had this calm rap. And it was just like, no matter what he said, even if it was the worst things ever, like everybody just loved it, you know?
He had that flow. Yep.
He had just a certain style, you know, but man, shout out to my parents if you're watching, you know, grew up on some old school stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was gonna say that's really cool to have parents that were really into cool rap. You know, it's obviously it's not too many people can say that at this point in time, at least that are
right.
At least that are your age, you know.
Because rap is not the same. Rap is not the same. But another thing is I also grew up on a lot of classic rock. So this is another crazy thing is I mean, I am a rapper. I record music. I write music almost every single day. This is my home studio. Okay. So
love it.
My favorite music is classic rock. I don't even listen to rap. I listen to like Tom Petty, like the Beatles, like, you know.
What? I didn't know this. I love, so that's the music that I grew up on with my father, who's out there watching. Yeah. My pops and my parents. My dad, got me into the classic rock scene from the age of, since I was born. And Tom Petty, Rolling Stones, you name it. Pink
Rolling
Floyd.
Stones. Yes. Van Halen, Aerosmith. Prince, Michael Jackson. Like I really listen to only classic rock. Like if I had Pandora, I will never put on like Drake radio, or I'll never put on like Travis Scott radio or like Lil Wayne radio. I always put on Rolling Stones radio, you know, and it's just, I don't know, man. it's just something about it, you know. So I don't even listen to rap really. Like if I wasn't rapping, I probably would just be historic from rap.
So
Like,
maybe you saw that in the chat, but that's perfectly. Shum Cooley, what's up, brother? I'm regular here in the chat. Says question for 90 My Mail. Do you listen to other music that's not in the rap genre, classical, jazz? So obviously you answered that question right there. I don't even think you saw that, but yeah, man, that's
yeah,
awesome.
no,
I had no idea that
it.
you. And that's so interesting to hear that you perform rap,
Right,
you
right.
do rap, but you
Yeah.
don't for the most part you don't listen to rap. That's interesting. That's
I
very
really,
interesting.
I mean, like I said, I'll listen to like the historic rap that my parents showed me. Like I said, Too Short, E40, and stuff like that. Like those guys, I still do listen to those people, but like no new rap. Like you couldn't even tell me who I think the best rapper is out here because it's like I probably couldn't answer it for you. I would say like I don't know, like, you know. I would probably say Drake because like you know he's so big and so famous and stuff. But in reality, it's like I don't even think I heard his new album. You know. I just, you know, I like Kanye West. You know, Kanye is crazy. He's a
He is.
psychopath. He's a psychopath, but you know what? Like what I respect about him is music is all about art, you know, and
Yes.
to me, he's like a Picasso of music, you know, because think about it. When Picasso would paint stuff, he's not really painting like this beautiful picture. He's not like you know, he's not like painting the Sistine Chapel or whatever, you know, he's painting just like a bunch of like abstract art.
Mm.
And that's kind of how Kanye West does his music. He's like very abstract, just like putting everything there, just like, you know, just no limits. So yeah, music has changed over the years
It's changed a
and
lot, especially
yeah.
recently. The rap is a lot different now. It's yeah.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on like? I know you've heard some of the recent stuff, the Lil Baby and stuff like that. Like, what's your take on where rap has gone over the last 20 years or so, and where it is today? How do you feel
Oh,
about it?
that's a good question. That's a good question. I think that, you know, I think that music, like I said, is a form of art, you know, so it's freedom, you know, there's no right or wrong way to do it. I think that it's just changed so much over time that it's kind of like there's some cool things, you know, like Post Malone's kind of cool. I like how he's kind of like this rock and roll dude, but he's like still like harmonic and still
Yes,
rapping and
I
stuff.
love Post Malone. Yes.
You know, I think it's mostly about sound is what people are going for now. It's not so much what you say. It's about like how it sounds, you know, and that's what's bringing in like the people and also like you know like having a good team. That's huge in music. That's huge, you know, like you think of people like Lil Pump. Okay, let's talk about Lil Pump for a second. Like we're talking about somebody that's just kind of like ignorant, that's does whatever he wants, that like I don't think I've even heard one of his songs, you know. You know, but he's just so famous. He's just so famous. And it's like, how the hell does he get so much money from doing this music? Or how is he just so big? Like, you know, how in the way it works is you have such a good marketing team. You have somebody that's like, well, people are gonna watch you because you're just ignorant and you're just kind of do foolish stuff all the time. So I'm gonna manage you and make sure people can see that, and we're gonna make money off of that, you know, and they're gonna buy your music no matter what, you know. Music now is like how about when Blueface came out, you know, or Bad Baby, like these people that came out, like Dr. Phil made her rap career and she's like getting paid off of
I can't
music.
believe she's doing what she's doing and made it so big and capitalized off of that ridiculous "Catch Me Outside."
Right,
How about that? You know, just it's crazy
right.
that she developed
So
into a star. I mean,
so
crazy.
to answer your question, music does not matter about talent anymore. It's all about just it's not about being famous, it's infamy. People are getting famous for dumb stuff, you know, and it's like there's a lot of talent out there, you know. Even in Sacramento, you know, I'm not even just speaking for myself. Like there's this artist that I admire a lot, you know, and he's a local artist, and I've been trying to get on a song with him for a long time. His name is Bugby. And truthfully, you know, my new album's coming out and we actually have a song coming out on my project. You know what I mean? God works in cool ways. But I've been admiring Bugby for a long time, you know, and I'm like, why isn't this guy like skyrocketed, you know, because his style was just so cool. It's like he's like a Post Malone, but he's like this like white guy that wears Carhartt and he's just like a hardworking dude, you know, and it's like, you know, he's like hillbilly-ish, you know, but he's just got so much talent. And even then, you know, like those guys aren't even big, you know. It's just the music industry now is a different ball game, you know. It's really you got to do it for yourself. You know, you gotta want to do it, you know, unless you have like a whole football stadium team behind you that's just throwing everything out there for you, you know.
Of course. course. So let's back it up a little bit. I'm really curious about, obviously, let's go right back to where you were 16,
16.
got drug into the studio.
Yes, sir.
And what were the next steps over the next however many years? How did you get to the point where you're signing a deal and you got your music on platforms? Like, how, walk us through, and just in case, really quick, just in case any of you, I see we got some new viewers to the stream. Tonight's guest is 95 Mil. All of his links right there are in the chat. Instagram, YouTube, Apple links, Spotify, all those links are in the chat right there. So make sure you guys check them out after the show is done. But obviously, I want you to walk us through, like, it's so curious to me, like the come up story, like how
This is a good
things
story.
evolve. What happened after that first gig when you were 16 in the studio to get you to the point where you're signing a record deal? You've got your music on Apple, you got your music on Spotify, you're making music videos. Walk us through step by step.
Okay.
How things happened.
So 16, I was in the studio, and doing my thing, still having fun. At this point, I was just having fun. I was going to school every single day still. My guy that had a studio, he actually lived like 2 blocks from school. I get out of school and I would walk over to his house every single day, and he was homeschooled, so it kind of worked out perfect. As far as like after that, I ended up moving back to Sacramento, I think when I was 17. Me and my wife, we had a baby very young. I was 18 when we had my first child, 17 when she was pregnant. She lived in Sacramento, so I had to come back to Sacramento. We ended up getting our own place, and I threw like a little party at my house one time, and one of my old friends from my old neighborhood, he had came to my party, okay, and he was one of the guys that used to rap and used to beatbox and stuff. And at this point, he was like a producer, like he was like making beats. He was like really like, doing some music with some pretty big artists out like in the Bay Area and stuff like that. And came to my party and he was like, hey man, I think you rap and stuff, right? He was like, if you ever want to record some music, like, let me know. I could bring my studio over here and we could just record at your house. And I was like, at home? Like, we could do this in my house? I was like, hell yeah, like, let's do it, So he comes over and we just start recording stuff every single day, and he was like, at this point, it was like really professional because when I was always at my studio in Dixon, I was always freestyling, I was never just like writing songs. I never tried to write a single song. So I tried to get on my buddy's, his name is Spencer. I tried to get on Spencer's mic and he was like, I tried to freestyle and he was like, no, you need to write. We don't freestyle on my mic. We write songs. And I was like, write songs? Like, I've never wrote a song, And he was like, well, sit down and take your time. Let's do it together, And he just played the beat and let me sit there for maybe an hour and a half. Had to really write down what I wanted to say, And that's like the first step of me like writing music. I was probably 17 going into 18 years old, actually writing songs. And, I was recording with him all the time. And then, he ended up moving to San Diego. And at this point, I was left with like no music engineer. But I had all these songs I had made. I had a bunch of songs. And, one of my buddies, he hit me up. And he was an artist too. His name was Hollywood King. And he was opening up for Keek the Sneak.
Oh my God, I love Keek the Sneak, yes.
Yeah, Keek the Sneak is cool. Keek the Sneak's cool, right? At this point, I was like a fan of Keek the Sneak. Like, I love the same way, He's opening up for Keek the Sneak, and he's like, hey, man, I'm trying to sell some tickets for my concert. Do you want to come to my concert? And I was all, hell yeah, like Keek the Sneak, like, and it's in Sacramento, like, of course,
And so what, you're what, 18, 19 now?
I was 19.
So young, now. So awesome to get into this stuff so young and just, man.
Yeah, I didn't have much then, I just had my family in construction, so like that was like pretty much all I had was my side hobby was just doing music, so I was just so in love with music to the point to where I wanted, it was such a big part of me, and he's like, hey man, I got some tickets. Do you want to come to the concert? And I was like, hell yeah, so he's like, okay, I'll bring you the tickets tomorrow, this and that. He calls me the next day and he's like, hey man, you rap, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, check it out, man. Do you think you could sell 30 tickets? And I was like, for what? And he's like, 30 tickets to open up for Keek the Sneak. And I was like, Shit. I mean, I don't know. I mean, am I allowed to curse from here? I'm sorry.
You can say
I was
whatever you want, brother. Whatever you want.
I was like, shit, man. I was like, I think I could sell 30. You know what I mean? I mean, how am I going to tell everybody I'm rapping and opening up for Kick the Sneak, you know? But I was like, yep, I'll do it. I could do it. I just told him, yes, I could do it right away. And I was going to figure it out along the way, you know? So, I get some tickets and I just started making phone calls to my friends and like everybody, like, people that didn't even know I was rapping. Just like call my cousins and like, friends I haven't talked to in a long time because I got to sell these tickets. I'm like,
I can't even imagine this at 19. This is like,
yeah,
you're freaking out. You're like so pumped. You must be so amped
yeah.
right now. Like, man.
I was hyped up, dude. I was so hyped. So I was like, man, I got to get a hold of some family to buy these tickets, I ended up selling like 60 tickets, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I ended up like overdoing it, and to where they let me actually open up for Kick the Sneak. So
and this is for a show here in Sacramento.
First show I ever did in Sacramento was at the Blue Lamp in downtown Sacramento off Alhambra Street.
Okay.
Yeah. And I ended up selling 60 tickets. And so the way it works with the tickets, it's like if you sell 5 tickets, you're going to go first at 8:00 when like nobody's really there. If you sell 20 tickets, we're going to put you on at 9:00. The more you sell, the more later you'll go on. So I sold 60 tickets. Kick the Sneak goes on at like 11:50. And they put me on at 11:25. So I had
right before Kick.
I had
Kick the Sneak. Nice.
I had the spot before Kick the Sneak. Yeah, and man, it was just a full house, of all my people, really, and I get off stage my first concert, it was really good. I was nervous, I was just like, I don't think I was nervous until like the moment I had to walk on stage. And I was like, oh shit, like what am I getting myself into? Like
I can only imagine, because obviously you're so pumped and you're obviously like getting in the zone, and then when the moment comes to step up, it's like, oh shit, this is really happening.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I get up there, do my thing. I had so much fun. And I get off stage and I think like my cousins like picked me up and like they were like chanting, like they were having so much fun. Anyways, the promoter had seen that, and he was like, oh my gosh, like you could really bring him out. Like, do you want to come to the concert next weekend in Chico? And I was like, for Kick the Sneak? And he was like,
let me think about that.
So they offered me a second show as soon as I got off stage. And I went to Chico the next weekend and just sold it out again.
Wow.
And I was thinking like, damn, okay, well, I got 60 people to come to the Blue Lamp. I'm like, how am I going to get this many people to come all the way to Chico? I'm like, it's kind of a long drive and all my family's in the Bay Area or Sacramento. Sure enough, they came out, they all supported me, and we went out there and just, we rocked and rolled, man. And we had a good time. Another sold out one. And that's pretty much where it all started for me. I was just getting shows thrown at me left and right, but at this point, like I said, I didn't even have a producer. I only had all the songs that I had made, like with my previous engineer, Spencer. He moved to San Diego, so I don't even have like another producer in hand. And I just have all my songs and I have all these shows thrown at me. And I'm just like, man, like, how do I expand? Like, how do I go bigger at this point? I got to feed it. I got to keep feeding it because obviously it's picking me. Obviously God's giving me these opportunities. So I got to feed it back. I can't just settle. So I was still doing concerts along the way. And along the way, I was, meeting more and more people. And I would start meeting like engineers and I would start meeting producers and, go to other studios and start meeting people that actually record professional music, and I met this one engineer. His name was Jack Paper. He was a cool guy, very cool.
Paper.
His name was Jack Paper.
That's an amazing name. That's just an amazing name.
That's actually his first and last name, but that was his actual name, and so he had a cool name. And I used to go to his studio all the time and work on some music and stuff. And one day I had a studio session with him and I called him and I'm like, he's not answering my calls. And I'm like, man, like, where the hell is this guy at? Like, I'm like here, you know what I mean? He like basically did a no call, no show, but he had ended up getting into some trouble to where, the police picked him up and I wasn't able to finish my session. So at this point, I'm stranded. I have shows coming up. I'm trying to get more music in. I'm just like, man, what do I do? So here I am just on Instagram, looking at stuff on Instagram. I'm just trying to get in contact with anybody who has a studio. And
You know,
I
if
come
you
across,
had to guess your age right now, what would you guess? Where were we talking? Like 22, 22?
I'm 22, probably 22. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I started doing shows to where I was able to go like into the bar shows, like where they had like where it was 21 and up.
Yeah.
So I'm probably 22.
Okay.
22 years old. And like I said, I'm on Instagram trying to find someone professional to like really make my music go its route. Because at this point, I'm sucked in. You know what I mean? I've been doing since I was 12. It's just like I feel like it's just like the domino effect, like it's just been happening for so long. It's like I gotta stay with it, So I come across this page, this guy's name's Q Made the Beat, and he just had like this like the LED lights. This is all from Q. Like, you know what I mean? This is where I got my LED light style, because he had just this studio that was just so lit up and it was like so cool, like such a good vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like, like I want to book some studio time with you. He was really expensive. Okay. He was real expensive, but I was like, damn, like I want to at least book 1 hour just for the experience, because I want to try to
give us the details. I need to hear numbers. Like, give me a ballpark. When you say expensive, I'm like, what are we talking about?
Okay, so people probably think like it's like $400, $500 for an hour of studio time. Like, no, it was like $100,
$100
and at that time, $100 an hour.
But obviously, studio time and mixing beats and laying down tracks, you're putting in a lot of hours. So obviously, that $100 an hour stacks up fast. Yeah.
So listen, let's just go like this. Let's do a simple breakdown per record. Okay. So let's say it probably takes 2 hours of studio time to get the song right. That's already $200. Okay. To get the actual song, like for you to own all the rights to it, like where there's no backbone on it, you're looking at like $400. Okay. That's like me. That's like someone making the beat like professionally. Like now when you go famous off this song, I'm not going to go hunt you down for any money. You just pay me for it. So it's yours. You own it, or now we can, now we can.
So if I make this big, here's your 400. I'm going to make millions. And it's all mine. That's right. That's the way
you
to do
pay
it.
me for it. It's yours. We sign a contract. It's done,
Nice.
or we can split it. Now I can go like $150 and I'm going to give you 25% of the royalties.
Oh man, if only I'd had an extra couple $100 that day.
Right. So it adds up. So now let's say that there's somebody that you really, really like, that you want to get on a song, like, sometimes people cost money, like I want to get on a song with that person. Well, that person's charging, $700. You're like, holy shit. Like, I don't know if I want to pay that much, because now we're looking at $1,200 a record. That's like going professional. You know what I mean? Like that's how it gets broke down. It's all numbers and statistics. It's not just like, hey, show up to the studio, do whatever you want. Like, no, there's a lot behind it when you're an independent artist, and people don't see that. They just see like, oh, you're on stage, or, oh, you have an album coming out. It's like, you guys don't understand what it's not. I mean, now for me, it's not so much financials, it's more time. But like growing up, or not growing up, but like in the beginning stages of it, it's a lot when you're independent, and you're trying to do it by yourself, and you don't have anybody giving you a handout. It's not easy, but anyways, back to the studio.
Yes.
I ended up meeting Q Made the Beat. Okay. I paid for that 1 hour because I wanted to see what the experience was like.
Okay.
Most times when you go to other studios, people are like, hey, what's up, man? Come on in. Yeah, let's get it in, whatever, lazy, stoned. They're just like slumped in the chair. Yeah, man, all right, come on in. They're like, they don't pay much attention like that. They're just like getting in the time. Q was like a robot. Like he was like a machine. It was like the craziest experience I ever had. It was worth every single dollar. I come in there and he's like, hey, what's up? My name is Q Made the Beat. Let's go. And he's just like, and I'm like, he's like running around the studio, like showing me this is that, this is a record here, this is that, like these are the speakers, like, he's just like going 100 miles an hour. I thought he was like on drugs or something. Yo, dude,
what kind of cocaine crazy. Are you on right now, my man?
Dude, I was like, this guy. Yeah, I was like, this guy is crazy, But sure enough, he's he's just high on life. He just loves his life. You know, he makes so much money just recording music that he enjoys it so much, you know? So he just was just, you know what I mean? Show me the time. We made a song and I was just so happy with it. You know, I was just like, through the experience I had with him, the song came out okay, you know, but it was mostly the experience that sold me, you know? And I was like, I'm never gonna go to anybody else ever again. Like never again, you know? So ever since I've been going to him, my music has always elevated, you
Nice.
know? And I've been going in for so long, like, you know, I get a family discount now, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know, I go to like his daughter's baby shower and like I'm really close to him. I actually helped him build his studio. You know, I've had lots of long days with him outside of just music, you know. So I built a good relationship with him that you know, I'm very thankful for, you know, and
Nice.
he's a good dude, man. He's a very good dude, but he has helped my career go so far at where it is, you know. He touches every single one of my songs. You know, like I'm now sometimes, you know, I pump a lot of music out of here, but most of the time, you know, before I even let it hit the mainstream, he has to like check it out to make sure that it's polished right. You know, he's got to like throw the extra spit shine on it, you know, or he's got to make sure it's where it needs to be. So
That's
man,
awesome.
shout out to Cute made the beat, you know.
Yes. So the thing I love about your story, like absolutely love about your story is like I've heard the Justin Bieber story of like him being a kid, traveling every little city you ever heard of, like putting himself out there, like making it
Fine. Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
And it sounds like with your story, that's the exact opposite. In fact, that's what I imagine a lot of just uber talented music artists, you know, when you're so talented, people hear you and people are drawn to you. And it sounds like obviously, like you just said, like you were freestyling at parties and like just you even said the words,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a rapper. Like, you know,
I
the exact
wasn't. I
opposite of
was
what like
not.
Justin Bieber was doing. Like, I'm trying to make it happen, go everywhere I can. Whereas you were just doing what you love and were so talented. And obviously that's obvious when you hear your music. You just have that you have
And I
that voice. And like,
also,
man, like I wish I sounded like that, you know? And it's so awesome to hear that you were just doing your thing and literally the hitters that you needed to make things happen came to you
they did.
multiple times it sounds like. And
Yeah.
that's amazing to hear. And I'm not going to lie, you know, I get teased all the time from friends and my wife. I'm a man child. Like I literally have butterflies in my stomach right now thinking about me being you
Yeah.
and just all of this happening and like like I said, it just naturally it sounds like it just naturally
Thank you.
happened and gravity kind of came to you. That's amazing.
You know, it's crazy that you say it like that because you know a lot of my motivation, like through everything, was the opportunities that kept given to me. You know, like I was just getting these opportunities, you know, but I know I had to do my part to get those opportunities. But I would always ask myself, like, you know, why is God giving me these opportunities and not someone else? You know, like I bet you there's 100,000 kids that wish they could open up for E40 or Too Short, you know, and every time I got one of those opportunities, I always believed that it was God, you know, helping me and just giving me that extra light, you know, that door, you know. So that's what really pushed me, you know, to believe. And it was like I would do one, then I'd get another one, boom, another one, boom, another one, another, and I was just like, man, you know, maybe God's trying to show me something, you know, because the only time I force it is when I'm trying to write a good song, you know. That's the only time I'm forcing it, you know. And really I think it's just like I said, God looking out and just good karma and a good aura, you know. And man, I'm just blessed, you know. I guess I'm just blessed, man. That's really it, you know. Got to stay at it regardless, rain or shine, you know.
That's awesome. So you obviously said that you've opened for E40 and Too Short. How the hell did that happen? How did that
Okay.
happen? Like how did that manifest? How,
So okay, so the guy I was talking to that was giving me all these shows, you know, and he had hit me up, and because I was selling out all these tickets, he was basically like kind enough to give me that opportunity. He was like, "Hey man, you know, I want to give you an opportunity because you know you've been doing so many shows with me, selling out so many tickets, doing all this stuff." And and he was like, I have access to an E40 tour. Okay, are you interested in opening up for E40? And I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Where am I going and what time do I got to be there?
Of
You know?
course.
And I mean, at this point, it's like E40. Like, this is, like I said, somebody that I really grew up listening to, you know, that like really inspired my life, you know, before I even thought about making music, you know? So I was so hyped. I was mostly hyped for my mom. My mom's a huge E40 fan, you know? So I was like, what, when, and where do I got to go? You know? And he's also at the House of Blues in Anaheim, in LA. And, you know, it's, you got to be there at like 6 o'clock, whatever, you know, just for check-in. So me and my buddies, you know, and my cousins and my lady, you know, we all hop in this car, this little Honda Civic, you know, it's like we all crammed in this Honda Civic from Sacramento and drove all the way to LA, you know, and we got our luggages everywhere, you know, and we rented out an Airbnb and stuff. And it was big. This was like the first time I think where I felt like, you know, like I touched, you know, I like I was being lifted, you know what I mean? It was a different feeling that I had because it wasn't like opening up for at like a little bar area or like a little venue. Like this was the House of Blues. Like,
And so when was this? About what, 3 years ago? How old were you? 23?
this was like 3 years ago when it started. Yeah, 3 years ago. I was about 23 years old. And you know, we go out there to the House of Blues and I'm talking about like this was like the coolest, one of the coolest music experiences I had. Okay. They give me this little sticker, boom, all access. Okay. I can do whatever I want. I'm talking about like I'm me and my cousin, we're in the kitchen at the House of Blues, like making hot wings and stuff. Like, you know, we were just having a crazy good time. They gave me my own room and they had I had a refrigerator, you know, and I had Gatorades and I had Red Bulls and I had, you know, waters and Vital Waters and just like, you know, and it had my name on it. It had like, you know, like my shelf, like this is like my shelf was Coca-Cola. This shelf was this, but it said 95 mil Coca-Cola, you know, 95 mil Red Bull, 95 mil Gatorade, you know, like we had a TV in there and a nice couch and stuff. It was really, really cool, you know, and we're hanging out, so like that. We do the concert, you know, and at this point, I didn't even meet E40 yet. You know, we're hanging out backstage and stuff. I do the show. We're doing the show right there. And then I was like, man, I just want to get a picture with E40. Like, you know, I just want to talk to him or try to meet him because I wanted to send it to my mom, you know, so she could be like, oh my gosh, you know, I wanted her to be more excited than I was, you know what I mean? I ended up meeting him, getting a picture with him. You know, we exchanged information and, you know, it just started like that. You know, we always kept in contact and I ended up getting really, really close with one of his close friends. His name is Big O Meezy. And, you know, he opened up a lot of windows for me too, you know, because that's like E40's best friend, you know, and I didn't know they were best friends, you know, until like the more I got to know Omeezy, you know, and Omeezy, every time he was like going with E40 somewhere, he was always calling me and say, hey, you want to come be my driver? And we got a show in San Francisco tonight. Come up, pull up, you know, let's go have a good time. And so I was always around them, you know, just always being influenced, you know, and just learning their footsteps, you know. And like I said, it was just that one opportunity that I had gotten, that one door that God opened up, like, hey, do you want to go to the House of Blues in Anaheim? You know, that if I said no, or if I had something else to do that day and I didn't take that opportunity, I probably wouldn't have had, you know, the life experience I've had with my music, you know?
So it sounds like that's not, it sounds like that's
7
the
o'clock.
moment that you would say, maybe like, you start to have those feelings of like, this is surreal, things are starting to happen, I'm starting to like make it, and my dreams of making it big time in this thing, like this might actually, you know, things might go how I want to right from here. Like, obviously that seems like the moment, if you will.
Yeah, no, things were changing. That's the thing. And I was like, yo, like, I know this is God. I know this is for sure, because how in the hell did I get this opportunity? You know what I mean? Like and I knew that as long as I just kept doing what I was doing, that more opportunities would come, you know? And, you know, and now I have a great relationship with everybody in Sick With It Records, you know, all on E40's record label. You know, those are very good people to me, you know, and, you know, they're good, very good folks.
That's awesome.
And then as far as with Too Short, so Too Short was coming to Ace of Spades in Sacramento. Okay. And I had met, like I said, so many different promoters and so many different people on my journey that I already knew who the promoter was when Too Short was coming to Sacramento. So I reached out to the promoter and said, "Hey, what's up, man?" Because he already knew who I was and knew my history of how I do my ticket sales and just, how I do all my stuff. And I said, "Man, give me the slot. Give me the slot with Too Short and I'll sell it out." And he was like, "Okay, can you sell 50 tickets?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll sell 50 tickets, no problem." Because I already had so much, and it was at Ace of Spades in my hometown, Sacramento.
I love Ace of Spades. I love Ace of Spades. Hell yeah! If you guys are from Sacramento, you know what I'm talking about.
Ace of Spades is the shit. That's like our House of Blues.
Yep.
So they gave me that opportunity. I sold like 120 tickets. Boom. Now I'm opening up for Too Short. I am the guy that goes before Too Short, And same thing. They seen how my sales went and they decided to give me more and more. Every time he was coming to Sacramento, they were always doing that for me. And now I have the relationship I have with Too Short. It's just, I guess it's just being able to, the fact that I've just done my part, and the other part happens,
That's amazing.
You gotta meet it halfway. Yes. You can't just sit back and just expect to be fed.
Of course.
You gotta work for it,
you gotta make it happen. So the thing that's really sticking out in my mind, I just want to back up just a little bit because it's just sticking out in my mind. It's like, obviously me and probably almost maybe every single person here that's watching tonight, we're not in the music business. We don't know how things work behind the scenes. The only thing I can really go off of is obviously like watching movies, watching TV shows about concerts. Yeah. So like the House of Blues with E40, I imagine like the way you're describing it was you just went there that night and you went on and you did your thing rather than like, I would have imagined you have gone there like a couple days before, the night before, you do like a rehearsal thing and do all this stuff. It sounds like you're going and you're doing it and good luck, right? That's not that's crazy.
That's how it works. That's how it works. So you get something called a mic check, a sound check.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's just to make sure that you and your DJ have good communication and that the DJs
the night of the concert.
This is the night of. It's like an hour and a half before the show. So an hour and a half before the show starts. Before they even let anybody in the door. We're here, doing the prep work, making sure that, everything's plugged in right, making sure the speakers work, making sure the mic is where it needs to be, because you got to adjust that stuff. You don't just get to come in there and just start going because it can sound so loud to where you can't even hear the beat. You have to, it has to all be, composed the right way. So that's the sound check, but that's before any concert, on that trip, we had gotten there. I was so excited for that trip. We got there a day early, and the first thing, House of Blues is also a restaurant, so I was like, oh yeah, we're going to go to House of Blues and eat. I just wanted I wanted to be in the mood, the mode. We get there and we're eating and we're just having a good time, and I was like, yo, is there any way, like, I was even asking the people like, hey, because they don't even get like the opening roster until the day of the concert. So I got there early and I was like, hey, is there any possible way that I can just like walk around the stage and just kind of like get a feel for it? I'm from Sacramento. I'm the opening artist for E40. And they were like, no, I'm sorry. I don't think so. Like that. They thought
they didn't believe you.
Yeah, they didn't believe me.
Yeah, sure. Right.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever. Well, there goes my prep work, so we just went back to the house and just hung out and just, had a good time, and then just got more excited for the next day. But it's just all in a day's work, man. It's you gotta be prepared for that. Luckily I had enough music over time because Q made the beat. Like I said, it's all just a domino effect, because if I didn't meet certain people along the way, things probably wouldn't have felt the way they did, and the way they have. And that was House of Blues is I think when I'm an old man, and I can tell my kids about it. My kids don't really know too much. They're old enough. They're like, oh, dad makes music and stuff. But I think when they get older, they'll appreciate the story more,
Of course. All right, guys, we're going to take a really quick commercial break from one of my sponsors, and we'll be back more with the man, the myth, the legend, 95 Mil. Thanks to all of you for being here tonight. Be back in a second.
There are those who play the game And then there are those who pour blood, sweat, and tears into every hymn. This one's for the fighters. Progressive Knockouts at America's Card Room.
All right, we are back. We are back. This has been an awesome stream for me, man. Like, you know, just it's funny because I was actually thinking to myself yesterday. I was like, maybe I should like get all the nitty gritty details from him about his stuff before I go on. I was like, no, it's gonna be better for me to kind of just go with the flow and learn, you know, and hear it from you as we go. And this has been. I'm so happy I did it this way, and thanks for sharing, and thanks for being on again. Just in case any of you are tuning on, I see we got some new viewership in the house. 95 mil, aka Andrew Miller, born in 1995. I saw someone ask in the chat a little bit ago, how did you choose 95 mil? There it is, born in 95, Andrew Miller. I love the personal touch on that. And he is in the house. All of his links, again, are in the chat right there. Instagram, YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Make sure when the stream is done, you check him out. He's on all music platforms. And, thanks again for being here, man. Awesome.
Man, I love it, man. I'm having a great time. I appreciate you giving me your time.
Of course. So, whoa. Let me put this off. There we go. So this was about 3 years ago. You opened for E40. You opened for Too Short. What next? What happened next? What happened next?
So along the way, I'm doing albums. I think at this point I probably had finished. I dropped singles, but I had finished my first album, you know, and then I was like, man, you know, it was like a regular rap album, you know, and I was like, man, I wanted to do something different, you know. I really wanted to touch like all my Hispanic culture, you know, because my mom is Mexican and my dad's white, you know, so I'm right in the middle of being able to be like on this side and that side, you know? So I was like, man, what can I do? Like, you know, I was like, what if I make like some like reggaeton, hip hop, you know, kind of like combination music, you know? So that's how you got records like Mira and like Kama and like, you know, that whole La Rosa album was because I wanted to do something that was more for me and like my family and like, you know, my culture and stuff, you know? And then we did that one, right? So I did this album and I had another concert at Ace of Spades, you know, and I was already doing so many concerts, you know, so I was like really confident to be on stage and just had a routine and had dancers and just a good DJ. Shout out to DJ OC in the mix, man. My DJ, he passed away this year, you know. He was a big inspiration for me too. So shout out to DJ OC, but, you know, I had a great team and I had this concert at Ace of Spades, and it wasn't I was opening up for anybody. It was like this radio was throwing, 102.5 was throwing this concert. It was called Gasolina concert, and it was a reggaeton concert, you know, and I had made this reggaeton album, and one of the DJs was like hitting up one of my buddies, his name's Diego, and he was like, yo, do you know any like cool reggaeton rap artists? And he referred me. So I ended up getting that show to like be like the main host, main performer of the stage of that night at Ace of Spades. And the manager for 102.5, like the program director, the one who plays the songs and like doesn't play, like that guy was there. And I'm backstage with him and I didn't even know this guy. You know, he was like a normal white guy, spiky hair, you know, very cool guy. His name was Big Mike Radio.
Okay.
And very, very cool guy. Very cool. You know, I'm having a good conversation with him, not knowing anything about him. Omeezy's there too. And, you know, after I'm done talking with Mike, you know, Omeezy's like, yo, that's the manager for 102.5. And I was like, really? Like, that's the guy. I had no idea. You know, I just was talking to him. I had no idea. And he's like, yeah, bro, let him know you're performing so he could watch your set. And I was like, light bulb, bing, you know?
Of course.
So I go back to him like, hey, Mike, I don't know if you know, because I wasn't really talking to him about music. We were like talking about like sports and shit, you know? We were like, you know, whatever. And I was like, man, I don't know if you have any time or how long you're going to be here, but I'm actually going to perform, you know? So if you can take a look and check me out, that'd be cool. Oh yeah, I'll stay. No problem. I get up there and perform. And I had so much family at that concert. That was a really, really cool concert, you know? I I ended up killing it, man. We had a great time. There was not a flaw in the night, you know. And Big Mike pulled me to the side after I get off the show, and he's like, hey, let me know when you have some time and send me some music. I'm gonna get you some airtime.
Oh yes.
And I was like, whoa, like 102.5. Like we're talking about a radio station that I grew up listening to, you know. It was very like, it was almost too much. That's when the dream hit, you know. That's when you're like, damn, like that's what you work for, you know. You want to be on the radio. You want to just sit in the car and just turn it up and know that that's on the radio and hear the commercials in between time, you know. And
that's everyone's dream. Not even people that are like actually making it happen. Like I don't think a lot of people disagree. Like how amazing it would be to like turn on a radio station. Crazy. Oh, that's my song. That's me. That's that's like the absolute dream. And obviously, I think it actually sounds like a really good thing that you didn't know who Mike was, because I'm sure.
Yeah, because if I was like,
conversation would have been a little bit different off the bat. If you would have like, obviously, if you'd have known like, hey, this is Mike, and I'm gonna try and impress him and like talk to him, but like, I think it sounds kind of a nice thing that you didn't know who he was, and you were just talking to him, and you know, it sounds like you guys had a good conversation, just one guy to another, and then by the way, now listen to my stuff, and that sounds like a good little touch right there. Yeah. So you know, he ends up sending me an email like, yeah, man, I'm gonna play your music, this and that. So this was in March, okay? March 10th. This was like he hits me up like March 7th. And it was like March 3rd, because I remember it was 7 days. He's like, I'm playing it next week on Wednesday. My birthday is March 10th. Okay. And he's like, I'm gonna play it on March 11th. And I was like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. This is the greatest birthday present ever. You know what I mean? My birthday's actually on the 10th, you know, this is so cool. And he was like, no way. Oh my God. Okay, check us out. How about I play it for you on your birthday? And I was like, even better, best
you know.
Birthday ever.
Even better, you know. And this was my 25th. This was my 25th birthday.
Okay, so this is last year.
This was last year.
Okay.
I'm 26. I'm 26 now.
I had no idea you're so young, man. I had not like 26. Good Lord, you got your whole life ahead of you. You're already making big shit happen. That's amazing.
Man. So this was last year, and it was cool because my wife and my family, they had like threw this like big birthday dinner for me. And it was at like 8:00 the dinner time, you know, and they were airing me at 9:00. So I was like, you know how it is when you're with a whole bunch of cousins and family, when you're Mexican, it's like, you know, it takes an hour just to order your food, you know. You know, so I was like, yo, what are we gonna do? Like, I have, you know, my whole family here. Like, I need to make sure I'm in the car listening to this shit at 9:00.
Yeah.
And it's all good. We're gonna order our food at 8:50 and we're all gonna go outside, you know, boom. We all park all the cars right in front of the restaurant. Everyone opens up their doors and like, you know, and it's like 9:00, boom, we go outside. My song plays at 9:05. 9:05. You know, we go outside and we turn the car up, boom. Here comes Mira. I see you looking, mama, dime si tú quieres. You know, it was really, really cool. That was, you know, I think historically for me will be my greatest birthday, one of them, you know, just because that little moment, you know, and that moment only lasts, you know, 2 minutes and 35 seconds, you know, but that's just one of those moments you'll never, ever forget, you know, and then right then and there was when I pretty much built my relationship with 102.5, you know, and you know, I've always been in good graces with them, and, you know, they've always showed me love and reached out to me. And I think they have supported me, you know, really, really good in the last 2 years, you know, year and a half. And I had dropped another album, 11/11 of last year, you know, and the radio station found out I was dropping an album. They reached out to me and asked me to send them some music. I sent them a record, boom. And now they had a ride for me on the radio. And, you know, and now these songs were in rotation, you know, and now it was like, man, like I've made it to the radio. Like, holy shit. That's amazing. Holy shit. Yes. You know, then you ask yourself, like, what now? Like, what's next? You know? And then that's a question. What next? You know what I mean? You got to just keep going no matter what and keep writing music, because like I said, as long as you keep doing your part, God's going to give you more. He'll give you more opportunities and more windows. And You know, it's up to you to pick them right and feed them right. You know, I think with the whole pandemic stuff, it really took a shit on us because I had when they played Mita on the radio, I had a contract basically to perform at Golden One, and I was supposed to open up for Camila Cabello, and it was and when the pandemic happened, they canceled that whole tour for her, and they shut down the Golden One Center. You know, so I was like, damn, like that was my final step. You know, my final step. So my main goal, you know, I think through my music accomplishment for me right now is to perform at Golden One Center, to be an opener at Golden One. And you know, like, I mean, I'm working on my 5th album, and you know, you can rap your ass off for years and, you know, have the journey that I had. But for me, it's like the worst part of this music shit is that it's never fulfilling, you know, never fulfilling. It's like, no matter what you do, you know, you'll never feel like it's enough. You know, that's why you always keep going. It's like a drug. It grabs you, you know what I mean? And you can never get enough of it. And it's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing once you really get into it, you know, and
I think that applies to a lot of things, right? Like applies to like anybody that's in any sport, poker, basketball, like you name it. Like
you
want to continue to get better. You want to continue to say like, what's next? And you just, like you said, it's almost never enough because you just always want to take one step further, right?
You'll never, ever get enough of it, you know? But what I've learned, you know, on my journey that I've had is I've learned the steps, you know, I've learned the process. I've learned like, yo, I'm going to drop an album. Okay, so I need to do at least 4 music videos for this album of my favorite songs from the album. Okay, then I need to pitch it to the radio, have the radio play it, boom, let it get spread out. Then you pitch it to all the DJs. Now all the DJs in Sacramento have it. They're playing it at all the clubs. They're playing it at, you know, any little events because it's cool because that's another good thing. Like if there's any artists that are like listening right now, like that's like key. Like send your music to the DJs because DJs DJ everywhere. You know, like I had one of my friends sent me you know, he was at a house party, like in a garage. Okay. But he's a big DJ. You know what I mean? And if he was a family friend or something, they threw a party and it was in the garage, whatever. Hella people there, you know, big ass garage, like, you know, big old mansion garage. And my buddy sends me a video, you know, and he's just like in the club, like, or he's in the garage like this. He's like, oh my God, like, oh my God, bro, this your song, you know, and he sends it to me. And I'm like, you're at a house party? And he's like, yeah, DJ Joseph he's playing your shit right now. And I was just like, hey, that's fucking tight, you know? That's awesome. You know, so when you get those videos and like the support and just the people that believe in you, that gives you more drive, you know, and it gives you more push. And it's just been a hell of a journey, man, you know, but I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. You know, I feel like I haven't even scraped the surface yet. You know, I have so much left to do. And my goal is 10 albums. That's my overall goal. I'm on number 5 right now. So I'm about halfway there. So hopefully
there. Keep going.
Hopefully man. All that cool shit comes again on that side, you know?
Yeah. And so let's talk about a little about your personal life. You have two
kids. 2 children. Yep. 8 and 6.
8 and 6. And so obviously they've been there as you've been climbing the ladders and progressing in your music journey. And talk about that a little bit. How, obviously it's
been good. It's been good. It's hard. It's very hard. You know what I mean?
I've always said that having kids is the most difficult and yet the best thing ever. And obviously when you're working and trying to get stuff done, it's obviously you always got to find that fine line of being the best dad you can while trying to be the best, in your case, artist that you can. So
yeah, it's not hard being a parent. So like, it's not hard doing that. It's hard to put them both together. Yeah. You know, I want to keep them involved. You know, I want them to know, but they're still so young that, like I said, they don't really know. They hear my music in the car, like, oh, Dad, play this song, play that song, you know, or is that a new song? You know, they ask stuff like that. But but they're so young still that like I said, I don't think my story will be the one they won't admire it so much until they could understand, you know. But I love being a father, man. I want more babies, you know. I'll have 10 kids if I can, you know. I feel like God has put me here for, you know, to work hard and to be a good dad. And that's what I love, you know. I love being able to just do stuff for them and be there for them. And you know, doing my last album, this album I'm doing now, it's been slower because my son now, he's old enough to play football. And I was his football coach, you know, for the last 5.5 months, every single day, you know, going to work, then going to football practice. And it's like, dude, I don't even have time to do certain things, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's hard to shuffle a lot. You know, it's not so much that you can't do it, you know, it's just so much that it's like, where do I put my time? You know, like where can I sacrifice that much time right now? Like, can I be there or can I be there? You know, you got to understand that, you know, there's certain things that you have to do that are more important than other things. And, you know, you gotta know family's always first, you know? So absolutely. I think that's key. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. And awesome. Obviously, you know, they're 8 and 6 when even when they get a little bit older, when they get to like middle school and stuff, yeah, they're really gonna, like you said, they're really gonna realize like, oh, my dad's like an artist. And obviously there's gonna be some cool, I'm sure some many awesome moments that you'll share with them. And as they get older and they appreciate the stories and learn about your, you know, everything with you. That's
absolutely. So my daughter, she's actually in music class. So she's like singing and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, which is like so fucking cool to me.
Of course.
Because I'm like, listen, baby, I got you. Okay. Let me know what you want to do. I'm gonna hook you up. Okay.
That's right.
I know what you need to do. I have the recipe, you know what I mean? So I could put it on for you, you know, like, and that's another thing, like that, the music shit, all of that, you know, it's like college. It's like, you know, you got to go through all those steps, you know, you got to learn on the path. And it's like, I would love if I had the time and, you know, and I ran into some super good talent that didn't really know what to do. I would love to manage them. I would love to be able to help them and give them some inspiration and just, you know, be able to push them, you know, because there's so much to music. It's not just, like I said, go to the studio, record a song and just upload it, you know. There's so much more behind every single record, you know, and I just love that you guys and everybody just listens to it, because that's another thing. It's like, say that I spend so much time making this one song and nobody likes it. Then it's like, damn, did I just waste my time? I don't want to waste my time. You know, the older you get, you start to realize how valuable time is, you know, and like I said, time's got to be spent the right way, you know?
Yes. So you made some music videos, which, by the way, guys, stay tuned. I will be playing some of those a little bit later at the end of the stream here. Talk to me about how that happened and your experience with your first music video, because I would imagine. Obviously, like, I know I can't be the only one here. I know there has to be at least a few of you that are out there watching. Like, I've always dreamed of being a musical artist and, you know, singing in the shower, probably sound maybe just a little bit better than I probably actually think that I sound. And, you know, just imagining, especially at a younger age when I was, you know, in my teens, and just imagining that dream of like being, you know, on a real music video and having music out there. Like, talk to me about your experience with your first music video.
The beginning,
how it happened, and then actually like while you were filming it, like the experiences of it and like things that maybe you weren't expecting or some surprising things about it. Because I would imagine it's not at all like I'm picturing. And
listen, the beginning, your first one is awkward.
Okay.
You're like, so that's me. I'm like, okay, like, all right, you know, all right. You know, it doesn't take, it takes a couple, you know, it's a learning curve too.
Okay.
Being on the camera is a learning curve. Yeah. You ever take a picture and you're just like, damn, I really look like that. Like, you know, well, then you take a picture, you're like, okay, like I look good today. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you got to make sure you look good in the damn video, because that's just forever. You know what I mean? You know, so I think that the first video I had, you know, it was a learning curve. You know, you got to learn. It's all about a process. You know, you got to really, you're just like, oh yeah, let's just go to some alley. Let's just do a music video over here. Like, let's just fucking do it. You know what I mean? Let's just put it out there, you know? That's not how a real artist does it. You know, a real artist, you got to be creative. You know, you got to start learning how to put stuff with the song, or like put this there, or have that person there, or put lights over there. You know, my last 4 videos, I literally directed them myself. Literally, like, I mean, like, I just called the videographer and I'm all, just follow me, like, and just film what I tell you to film. That's how Life was. That's how Bella Baby was. That's how Ride For Me was. That's how Black Doors was. Black Doors is my favorite music video I've done, you know, and man, that was cool because I had this song, Black Doors, you know what I mean?
It's a clean video. I was actually watching that earlier today. You guys are going to be in for a treat. Stay tuned for the Black Doors video. It's super clean. That is so sick. That's one of my favorite videos and favorite songs. That little project is like one of my favorites personally because I actually made the beat. You know, I spent lots of time trying to like put the people together on that song. You know, my buddy Teagle, he doesn't even really rap, you know, and he's the second verse and he just comes so clean, you know, he's so good. You know what I mean? Natural. But then I had another guy, El Solo. El Solo is really good too, you know, but the whole song is about like, you know, like just being in this car or like, you know, riding around, whatever, you know, the car is the topic. Okay. So I thought, damn, like, okay, what can I do that I haven't done? I said, maybe I could go to like a body shop or something. You know what I mean? So check this out. I'm calling like, I got a video planned tomorrow. Okay. And I'm calling body shops like, hey man, listen, I'm a local artist in Sacramento. Like I'm trying to do a music video. Like, is there any possibility? Oh yeah, you know, we don't really do that here. I'm sorry. I'll talk to you later. I'm sorry. We don't really do music videos here at our body shop. I'm sorry.
I'm like, dude, like I just like need a section. It needs to be dirty. It needs to look like a mechanic shop. You know, that's the whole idea. So I'm like, fuck, dude, what do I do? You know what I mean? I got a video planned tomorrow. I'm like, who can I call? So there's a spot in Sacramento. It's called Diamond Autosport. I love Diamond Autosport. Thank you guys.
Shout out to Diamond Autosport.
Shout out to Diamond Autosport. Okay. Diamond Autosport is the shit. Okay. They are the people in Sacramento that have like all the Lamborghinis, the foreign cars, the Forgiatos on the Rolls Royce. Like they have 12 G-Wagons that are all custom, bulletproof windows. Like they do that kind of stuff. They make all the rappers and basketball players' cars.
Yes. And
I was like, fuck it, dude. What can they do? What can they do? Tell me no. That's it. I'm going to call them. I call him and then I hung up, but I was like, no. I'm not going to call him. I was like, I'm going to have my boy call him. My buddy, he's like, went to law school. Like he's like super good at talking. Okay. Like
you're bringing in the big guns. You're bringing in the negotiator. You're bringing
I'm bringing in the guy that's going to consult everything. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, Chris, which is Teagle. He's the second verse in the song. Okay. Teagle. I'm like, yo, bro, I need you to call Diamond Autosport. And I need you to act like you're my manager and that I'm a big superstar and that I'm trying to come film a music video in their spot. And he's like, okay, done. You know, calls him, hey, this and that, you know what I mean? I got 95 mil. He's huge. You know, this coming in. He wants to do a music video in your guys' spot. Oh, yeah. Come on down. Let's meet him and talk to him. Okay, yeah, no problem. I'm at work. You know, I'm in work clothes, like, you know, reflector shirt and shit, you know, dirty, you know, and I come in there after work. And I'm like, damn, bro, I got to give him my pitch. You know, I got to pitch it to him. And I come in there and I'm like, hey, how's it going, man? You know, I know I'm a little out of uniform right now, but is there any way I could utilize your shop for a music video? All I need is like 2 hours. And he was like, okay, let's do it on Sunday. This is Monday. Music video's on Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, man, you know, the thing is, I'm all
about Sunday.
Yeah, about Sunday. The thing is, I was like, my videographer's moving to Vegas on a Wednesday and he's going to shoot my video tomorrow. So I would have to be here tomorrow. And he was like, ooh, he's like, well, we're working tomorrow. And I was like, I'll stay out of your way. Just leave the cars parked out in front. And he was like, all right. Stay the hell out of my way. I'll give you 2 hours. Boom. I was sold. All right. I had to figure the next thing out. I'm like, okay, what can I do? I got to get like some jumpsuits. Or I got to get a mechanic outfit. We got to look like we're working. You know what I mean?
And
That's
now you obviously you have a time crunch of we got to get this right in 2 hours. It's not like we can just do this all day and reshoot. We got to get this right in 2 hours, which obviously it had to add some pressure. To the
It did.
Right?
It did. Yeah, because I knew that I was under the gun. I knew that I was under the clock, someone else's time. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in their way and shit, you know? So I try to just be as respectful as I could about letting them let me use the premises. You know what I mean? Because they have some cool shit there, man. So the owner, his name is Mo. He actually owns a Lamborghini. So I come back the next day. He has a Lamborghini parked out front, doors open. You know what I mean? He's got the McLarens out there, Ferraris, the G-Wagons, the Bentleys, the Rolls Royces. He left all the cars out there for me.
Yes.
So much support, dude.
Yes.
Okay. And I have my videographer and I'm like, okay, bro, just put some lights here, put some lights there. I'll just right here. Let's just fucking do it. You know, we did it, man. And, you know, it worked out. It worked out great. That video is one of my favorite videos that I've been a part of, period. You know what I mean? That was hella cool because just how it worked. Like I said, God, you know what I mean? God gave me that window. He knew that if I went that extra way and I tried a little bit more, he would be like, yes. You know, maybe he jumped into Mo's head and was like, fuck it, just let him come. What do I got to do? You know what I mean? So he somehow made him say yes, because I'm talking about, I called like bums, like bum body shops, you know, like I would just call them like hole in the walls, like just for people that wouldn't care. Here comes a guy that has, you know, $20 million worth of cars, you know what I mean? And he's just like, yeah, I don't care. Go ahead.
God works in mysterious ways. And obviously, like you said, the first couple places that said no ended up being the best no's of all time, with you getting the hookup on the shop with all the sweet cars.
Right. It worked out. It worked out great. Yeah, it worked out great, man. So that's probably one of my favorite ones that I've done. Black Doors. So if you guys are watching, when you get a chance, go watch Black Doors.
Oh, we're going to play Black Doors. We're going to play the music video here right in a little bit. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to pop that off here real soon. So I guess lastly, I got to ask, obviously, is just, what do you envision for the future? What are your goals? What's stuff you got going? Obviously, you said you're working on your 5th album right now. Short term with the 5th album and looking ahead, I know you got to think about, like, you know, man, I'm 26.
Yeah.
Where do I want to be when I'm 30? What, you know, what's on your mind as far as future goals, short term and long term?
My major goal, my biggest goal for, my music and Sacramento is to perform at Golden One Center. That is my like all-time goal. Like that has been my goal before, you know, like my first time at Ace of Spades, you know, I was like, man, I want to do Golden One. Like, how can I do Golden One? Like, I was already calling people, like trying to figure it out, you know, but you have to be like a higher up or get referred to the radio and stuff, you know? So Golden One is my ASAP goal. Like, everything's opening up now, you know, things are getting back together. I'm in the process of doing my other album, you know, so hopefully the radio will pick that up and pitch us there so I can get that goal done, you know, but that's my number one. As far as long-term, 10 albums is my long-term goal. You know, and I know that's going to be a lot of this same shit, you know, but different, you know?
Yes.
And, you know, I just want to do everything right. You know, I don't want to do something I shouldn't do along the way. You know, I want to make sure that every decision I make has a purpose behind it. And, you know, I want to buy a house, you know, I want to do all that kind of cool shit, you know? But man, all I could do is just keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? Yes.
And I it's awesome hearing, like, you know, you got 2 kids and you're doing it all, and obviously I can relate, kids of my own, and it's, what's the word? It's just awesome. I can't think of the right word. It's awesome to hear, like, you know, it's not just, I'm doing this for me. It's, as you know, it's a special thing to say I'm doing it for the fam, you know, and.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man. But I got a cool story though. I do want to tell you guys this cool little story. It's probably one of my personal favorite music stories I got. So we'll save it for the end. And that's, we're cutting right in there, I got invited to the Doggy Style 25th anniversary concert at Oracle.
Okay.
From E40 and you know, Big O Meezy, all that, you know, Too Short. This was like the family reunion.
Yes.
I got invited. Okay.
And when was this?
This was last year.
Okay.
Okay. This was right like in the beginning. It's like January before the pandemic even hit. Okay. I get invited to this concert, Oracle. Okay. Oracle in Oakland.
Yes.
Big O Meezy, you know, gets me a backstage pass, whatever. I'm backstage hanging out. And E40 just gets off stage. And, you know, E40 had a nice room. He has like a nice little setup room and stuff like that. You know, we're all hanging out. And Big O Meezy's like, man, I'm hella hungry. You know, let's go get some food. We're backstage, you know, we're smoking joints like in the locker room. You know what I mean? Like where the Golden State Warriors play basketball and shit. It was tight. I smoked a joint with Matt Barnes. You know, I all kinds of cool shit. So, anyways,
Matt Barnes seems like an awesome guy. I would love to hang. He seems like a guy I would like to hang out with.
He's a hella cool guy, man.
Matt Barnes seems awesome.
He played. He's an NBA basketball star, played for Golden State. You know, so Big O Meezy's all, man, I'm hella hungry, man. Let's go get some food, you know? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm right with you. I'm starving too. So we're walking through all the stuff, and we walk through, there's this special door. It was like a double door, and it had these neon lights above it, and it said Doggy Style 25th anniversary. We walked through these doors. Okay, now we're like in Snoop Dogg's backstage room. Yeah. Okay. Nobody's there. It's just me and O Meezy, and we're backstage in Snoop Dogg's room. Okay. But they had like a table, and I'm talking about they had everything you can think of. They had hot links, chicken, you know, ribs, you know, like, oh my God, you know, the beans, mashed potatoes, it's all barbecue food. They had just a big table full of all you could eat. You know, Meezy's all grab some food, eat, you know. He had a fridge full of like, you know, Red Bulls, and I drove us there. So I was like, man, I'm tired. You know, it's like 1:00 in the morning. And I'm like, man, I'm tired. I got to like, you know, get me a couple Red Bulls. I got to drive home, put like 4 Red Bulls in my pocket, you know. Here I am. Okay. Here, check this out. They have TVs. They have like screens just like one of these. They have these in the room.
Okay.
And Snoop Dogg's performing. And, you know, I got a big ass plate. Like I haven't eaten all day. You know, I had a big ass plate. I'm eating food. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Ain't no fun comes on the TV. Okay. And I'm just eating my food. And I'm like, oh shit, it's like one of my favorite songs. You know, I'm like, this was like a super good moment.
Okay.
Here comes Warren G. You know, Warren G comes barging in the room. And it's just me, O Meezy, eating all the fucking barbecue, and Warren G comes walking in the room. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I was like, this is awkward. Like, you know, he's probably like, who the fuck is this guy eating all the food? You know
Don't blame it on me. Blame it on the munchies. I'm sorry.
Right. Hey. So O Meezy's all, what's up with you, Warren G? Well, like, you know, O Meezy and Warren G already have a good relationship. So instantly Warren G, you know, is hella nice and hella friendly. He's like, oh, make sure y'all get enough food, this and that. You know, make sure you get enough food. Like, you know, and we're watching the TV. And like I said, Ain't No Fun is on. And I'm like, oh, this is my shit. You know, Warren G looks at me, and then he looks at the TV, and he's like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be on stage. And he fucking runs out. And he runs out the room. Okay. Oh and me and O Meezy looking at each other, we're laughing like, oh shit, you know, and then we're watching TV, and we could see Warren G
running out,
grab the mic and start rapping and shit. Like,
that's awesome.
It was a cool time, man. That was cool. But everybody was there, you know, everybody you could think of. That's a Bay Area rapper that, you know, that's a stepping stone, you know, and like, as far as like the Snoop Dogg and all them, you know, they were all there. I never got to meet Snoop Dogg. Unfortunately, you know, I had an opportunity to open up with him, but we didn't get to make it happen because of the pandemic, you know, but I'm not stopping anytime soon. So there's going to be that opportunity to come.
I was going to say, I would be willing to put a bet down that day will happen. That day will come on both those fronts, on opening for him and meeting him. Now let's talk about that real quick, because that was a question I was actually going to ask earlier, and then we got sidetracked and I forgot about it. But how has the pandemic, how has COVID affected everything? Because obviously, I would imagine,
Big
like you
time.
said, some concerts got put on hold. Obviously, you're like right in the peak of your career, so obviously, this has to be even
It
more
was.
of a nightmare for you specifically with everything going on. How has the pandemic affected your plans and your ability to get out there and perform? And is it still just now like just awful? Like you're not able to do
No,
as many
no.
concerts
Now,
and everything? Like what's the current state of everything with that?
so it has opened up. The doors have opened. Like in the last, like I would say, 2 months, two and a
Yes.
half months,
Yes.
it has opened up. You know what I mean? The pandemic, like I said, took a big dent on everything, for any artist, for any music. Luckily I have a home studio. So I dropped an album called Wellness in the middle of the pandemic, just because I was just still had to keep at it. I wasn't
Yes.
going to take no for an answer. But it did. It put a big toll for every single artist, for everything, for the NFL, for, the MLB, like, I mean, everything. It took a shit on everything, but, now things are opening back up, and I just hope that it comes back to normal soon, because it's like not all the big concerts have been able to get booked out yet, like, because it's just slowly allowing full capacity in places. But, I just seen that J. Cole just had a concert in Oakland and it was like full capacity,
Crazy.
So that was a wonderful sign of just saying that, like, humanity is coming back to normal a little bit.
Normalcy
And I
is
hope-
starting to happen again, finally.
And-
Yes.
and I hope that it comes more, because the more shit opens up, the more windows and doors I'll get, you know what I mean?
course.
And that's when I can get my little action in there. you know?
Yes. Okay, so let's open up the chat. Let's open up the chat. I know some of you were asking some questions right when I turned the stream on, and asked a couple of you to keep those questions for now. So now is your guys' time. I know there's a number of you that have been here since the beginning of the stream. Whether you were here at the beginning or you're just tuning in, once again, 95 Mil in the house tonight. Rapper, music artist, entertainer. He's in the house, and for those of you that have been wondering, a little something, and now's you guys' time. Ask away, ask some questions. I did have a regular of mine in the chat. His name is Bosted in the chat, and he said that 95 Mil knows my little brother Bobby Butler. He's here in Sacramento.
Bobby Butler, hey, that's my dog.
Nice.
That's my boy, man.
Nice.
Butler. Oh my God, man. Hey, I love Bobby. Bobby comes to my house and parties with me all the time.
Nice.
Bobby is the shit, man. We go to his races all the time. And man, he told me, he was like, he's actually a sprint car race. I go to races all the time. Like I'm into sprint cars and like, we always go out to the races my whole life. And Bobby Butler is the only personal driver that I know. So every time I go to his races, I'm just like through the roof for him. You know what I mean?
Nice.
That's my man. Shout out to Bobby Butler. I wish he was watching this right now. I would just say, what up, Bobby?
Yeah, man. And Bosted also says, my nephew's best friend raps out of Sacramento. His name is Real Waze, W-A-Z-E. 95 Mil
Real
could
Waze.
be a great mentor for him. So maybe
Absolutely.
you guys can link up somehow.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just send him my information. I know that he put the links up there. So reach out to him and send him my information. Tell him to DM me. And, we can go from there. I'm all about working with anybody. I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, no, I don't want to work with you. Like, I literally am all about working with everybody and helping anybody. So,
Yeah, there you go. Boston. Yeah, Boston. All of his links right there in the chat. Send 95 Mil a DM and link up. Hells yes. Goes to them in the chat. Says, please ask 95 Mil if he feels like Sacramento artists are a strong clique. Like, do they support each other? Is it more competitive and one-on-one competition-wise? What is the community like in general with your experience?
so for a group.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I think for groups, I think that there's a lot of jealousy in like people that like want that light, you know what I mean? Unless you're a band, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I love classic rock, because, the real bands, they know where they stand. They know that you're the lead singer. They know that you're the bass, that you're the guitarist, that you are on the drums, like you got to know your position, So I think as far as like a rap group, I think that it's hard, you know. I can only imagine, like, I think it can go two ways. Okay. I think that for the people that, you know, would be jealous, you know, but also I think that if there's some good people there, you guys can feed off each other. You know, like, I mean, there's great groups like Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know, like let me see who else is a pretty good little rap group, you know. I mean, Lunas, you know, but a lot of people in Lunas, they kind of like separated a little bit, you know. I mean, I think that a rap group is a more of a trickier ball game to play versus being an independent artist.
So I think what Ghost was asking was more along the lines of like what is like like when you think of other artists in Sacramento specifically, are you guys like helping each other out, or is it more like you do you and I'm gonna compete against you over here? Like, what's the vibe with that?
That's how it is. That's just how it is. Yeah, it sucks that it's like that. You know what I mean? I've never understood it. I'm always about like trying to, you know, work with everybody. And a lot of things is I think it's like no one from Sacramento has really like hit, you know, like gone out. You know what I mean? I mean, you have Mozzie, but Mozzie doesn't really rep Sacramento. He's like repping Oak Park and like, you know, the hood and shit, you know. There's no like big mainstream artist that has like skyrocketed. And I think that the competition is like, who's going to do it first? You know, who's going to be there first? Because there's a lot of people that like won't work. I've reached out to work with people and, you know, sometimes they're sour about it, or they, you know, they just, you know, it's just, I don't know. I wish that Sacramento was like the Bay Area, because the Bay Area, you realize that everybody works with everybody. There's no ands, buts, ors about it unless you guys have some real problems. You know what I mean? Everyone's usually working with everybody because everyone kind of knows where they're at already. You know, Sacramento, there's a lot of people that are like too cool for school type of shit, you know?
So Bay Area, it's like if you're in it, you're in the web, you're connected with everyone. Yep. Whereas Sacramento's a little bit more one-on-one. Okay. Boston also says, ask him if he knows Cole Moore. Cole Moore's dad's John is my buddy. Okay.
Cole Moore. Is he an artist or is he a rapper?
Not sure. I don't know. Boston. Give us some more info, man.
Cole Moore.
So we'll get back to that. I'm sure Boston will hit us with that in just a second. Lionheart Poker says, what does 95 Mil know about the battle scene, about the rap battle scene?
The rap battle scene, you know, I don't really know much about the rap battle scene, to be totally honest. When I was growing up, that guy, I don't know if you're watching in the beginning, but in the beginning, I was talking about my neighbor's friend that would freestyle. Now, he was a battle rapper. You know, he would like go to like these little venues and they would actually have battle competitions and stuff. But I haven't heard so much about battle rapping. I mean, I battle rap with like my friends that come over and we're just like having beers and talking shit to each other. You know, that's about as much details as I can give you. But I know that it is a thing, you know. I've just not dipped so much into that, but I know that there's a lot of like, you know, there's a lot of that shit that goes around, you know.
So Jets in the chat asks this is a great question. If you could collab with any artist, who would it be? Choose two artists. If you had to collab with two artists, who would it be?
Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks would be the one.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes.
Nicks. Yeah, she's my all-time favorite. She's my all-time favorite. You know, I just love her, man, when she sings and just like she has, if I could just do like a duo with her, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, it'd be so awesome. She's always been my one. That's like when I make it so big, that's who, if I could reach out to anybody, that's who I'm going to hit up, is Stevie Nicks. As far as like another rapper or like another artist, I would say like, I really like J. Cole. You know, J. Cole would be cool. I mean, Drake would be hella tight. You know, like those guys that it's just like, if you just got that one shot, you know what I mean, to like work with them, it just skyrocketed. You know what I mean?
So obviously you said earlier that you love classic rock. I was expecting like Snoop Dogg, E40. I love that you say Stevie Nicks, because
Stevie Nicks is I've been saying that since forever, man. Forever I've been saying that, yeah. And you know, she's special, you know what I mean?
Wow. So a 95 Mil, J. Cole, Stevie Nicks,
right?
Mix. That sounds amazing. Yes.
Let me and J. Cole do the verses, and Stevie Nicks does the hook, right?
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Money. That would be so amazing, and it would be awesome to like bring her into like today's music, you know?
The new,
Bring her
that's
into some-
exactly the whole secret behind it, because like she's like so historic and like old school that it's like if you bring them back, you know what I mean, and like
Yes.
have some new shit, it'd be like boom. Like remember when this dude I'm sorry, Post Malone did some shit with Ozzy Osbourne,
Yes.
and it was like, whoa, you brought back Ozzy, like that's tight, you know what I mean? I like that creativity stuff because that's like art, you know, that's what it is. Like everyone's expecting like us to do some shit with like E40 or like Snoop Dogg, Too Short, you know, it's like we got to go beyond, you know what I mean? Like what can we do to grab all these tools and just, you know what I mean, mush them together, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But I would love to work with Too Short or E40 and Snoop Dogg for sure.
My prayer is that one day, doesn't matter when, Stevie Nicks will hear this little segment somehow, some way,
She will.
and she'll have an epiphany of like, oh my god, like today's music, mix it with my stuff. Ah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
It would be like a new style. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because she has that pain. She has like that like you can tell for
That
some reason every time she sings, it's like she's hurt. You know what I mean? And it's like
you can feel it.
feel it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely. RMZ23 says, are you excited for the Super Bowl halftime show tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow.
Or not tomorrow.
But the Super Bowl halftime show, hell yes. Come on, man. Eminem, Dr. Dre,
Sunday,
Snoop
right?
Dogg.
Yes.
Is
it this upcoming
my
Sunday?
God. No. The halftime show in Super Bowl is gonna be in
I mean, in
February.
January, January, right?
It's usually like the second week of February, I think.
Second week of February, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's supposed to be Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and I think Mary J. Blige or some shit like that, and Kendrick Lamar, right?
Yes.
So that's the thing is like that. Okay, I've been waiting to see like a Up in Smoke tour again. You know what I mean?
yes.
With like, man, I would love to go to that concert. So sometimes when I get bored, I just watch like videos. You know what I mean? Like concerts. I'll watch live concerts in here. Crank that shit hell loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just watch the concert. I always watch the Dr. Dre Up in Smoke tour. You know what I mean? And I would
Classic.
love to see that live. Yeah,
Classic.
definitely.
Shum Cooley in the chat says, as a performer, aside from the House of Blues, where is one venue that you would love to perform at that you have not yet?
Ooh, that's a good
That's
question.
a great question.
Mm.
Shum Cooley, what's up, brother? Thanks for being here tonight.
They have this place in it's like in Denver, and it's like in the mountains, and it's like hella famous. It's like rock and shit, and it's like hella all the big artists play there. And it's like, I'm pretty sure it's Denver, Colorado or some shit like that. It's really, really cool. I wish I could just pull up a picture for it. I don't know the name of it, but just know that if you see an outside venue and all the walls are rocking, it's like you're in the hills and the mountains and shit. And it's like you have the stars under you, you know, it's really, really, really cool. I would love to perform there.
So multiple people in the chat are saying it's called Red Rocks or Red Rock.
There you go. Boom. There you guys go. I mean, I didn't even know the name of it.
Nice.
I would also love to perform at like a EDC or some shit.
Oh,
you know what I
yes.
mean? Like that would be hella tight just because like, you know, I've never been to an EDC, like there's raves and nothing like that, but I know there's a lot of people that go there and they're listening to techno. And I think that it'd be kind of tight to put the techno on pause for a minute and just play some rap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then go back, you know, just that'll give you some good clout, you know?
Yes. And here's a great question from Bosted. Do you do anything for a living besides music? Do you have a day job? Do you have any kind of grind that you do?
Hell yeah, bro. I'm a union carpenter, bridge builder, baby. That's what we do.
Hey.
I literally build bridges, like no bullshit. I literally build bridges from the ground up, you know, local 22, man, union.
Nice. So this actually could be a match made in heaven. Bosted, I believe, owns his own construction company. He's in the chat. He says, what kind of construction work does he do? I'm looking for people. So maybe construction work for you. He mentors your dude. I mean, I'm just saying, maybe there's some awesome.
I'm pretty sold to the union.
Okay.
You know, because they have retirement and fully benefits and stuff. But I'm always down for side work. I mean, I could do crown molding, baseboard, trim, floors. I could literally I could build a house. I just don't do electrical or plumbing. But
okay.
that's another thing that I've learned along my way is just construction. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I know that I already know.
All my money is clean money.
There you go. There you go. So my dad actually just texted me. He's watching the stream. What's up, Pops? He says he wants to know if you play poker. I know the answer to this, but go ahead. Take it away.
Hell yeah, I play poker. Shout out to my uncle Steve. I'll be at his house all the time, damn near every Friday.
TV.
We play poker, and he actually taught me how to play poker. Shout out to my uncle Steve. I hope you're watching.
Yes.
He taught me so much. You know what I mean? And I love you, big dog. You know, but yeah, he taught me how to play poker, and it's tight because, you know, even if I go all in and I just try to be like, oh, like I got some shit and I lose, he'll still throw me a handful of chips when I keep playing,
Hell
you know?
Yes.
So I don't know if I'm ready enough to like go to Thunder Valley and like play in the poker room, but I'm for sure ready to go to his house on Friday and play poker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So my dad also asked me, and I got to ask it because it's like I don't think I've ever had a stream where I don't talk about it at least one time. Are you into crypto at all? Do you have any cryptocurrency coins? Do you know anything about crypto? Are you into crypto at all?
So I was into Dogecoin for a long time.
Nice.
And I pulled out at the wrong time.
No.
I pulled out. I mean, I bought in at like fucking a penny, dude.
Ugh.
I bought in at a penny, and I think I put some good money down for it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't doing nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't lose any money, but I was sitting on it. I think I might have made a couple of dollars. I mean, not a couple of dollars, but you know, a couple of big dollars.
Yeah.
But I should have held because that shit went hella high for like it went to like 70 some cents, and you know, I could have took the rest of the year off if I was smart about it.
So me and you will definitely talk after the stream, some crypto talk for sure.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that. I'm heavily
Yeah,
into crypto.
definitely.
Yes. It's a beautiful thing.
Definitely.
But yeah. Well, guys, that concludes the chat portion of the chase. Stevie Max in the house. There he is. Unk in the house. Yes, sir. I love me some Stevie Max.
Yes, sir.
So so I think it's just the perfect time now. I've been waiting for this the whole show. Let's go right here and let's play a little bit of that Black Door music video right here, right now. So you guys get a little taste, a little feel for this. And so it's been a little bit of an issue for me. Basically, you know, with all the music copyright stuff, like with Instagram and here on Twitch and whatnot. I have not been able to, for a while, I haven't been able to just openly, freely play good music. Lots of times I have to play like just non-copyrighted instrumental background music. So shout out to who did this. You know who you are. He's out there watching. My guy, my techie guy, my homie that hooks up everything with my stream, made it happen today so that basically everything that I play here on stream now, I never have to worry about any of the copyright issues because now with the setting that I just configured today, I will be able to play any music that I want on stream like we are right now. And then when my videos get saved to Twitch as a saved video, the music's not going to be playing. And if you guys were to clip that right there, the music's not going to be on the clip. So, spoiler alert, for those of you that watch me play poker, I will be playing 95 mil all Sunday long while I play poker this Sunday. So, yeah, man. Awesome stuff, dude. Thanks again, dude, for coming on the show tonight. I know you gained some new fans from what a couple people in the chat have said, and I've always been a big fan, man. I love hearing your journey. I love hearing...
Absolutely. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, and just giving me the time, and you know what I mean? I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you so much.
Yes. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate so much, man. I'm looking forward to, your next album dropping. You make sure and hit me up the second it's released, and I'll put it out there. And like I said, man, I knew for a fact that you're gonna gain some new fans because your music's fucking fire. There's no other way to say it, man. There's no other way to say it. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. Just keep doing you and producing those good sounds. And for those of you who don't know, like 95 Mil was talking about earlier, he has obviously, he has some songs that have a good amount of Spanish in them too. So you got a good little mix of not just American rap. You got the Spanish rap in there, some Spanish R&B stuff going on. I love that, and I think that definitely makes you very unique from a lot of other artists.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not too late to do this shit with the Papa 95 combo.
Wow. Yeah. So we've talked about that a little bit. We gotta get our boy Cassidy in there and do a little wet fire.
Oh, let's go.
A little wet fire, ship it to Papa, 95 mil.
Shout out to Cassidy. Love you, cousin.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Hell
yes.
yeah.
No, I'm serious though. Let's talk about that, man. Let's make that happen. I'm actually at a point now where I can actually possibly get that going, man. That would be like my dream of like, you know, just making even if just a little musical video, you know, appearance. And yes, a wet fire. What do you guys think about that? A wet fire, ship it to Papa remix with 95 mil.
That'd be tight. That'd be pretty sick. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, yo, Andrew, thanks again for coming on tonight. I loved hearing your story, and yeah, I'll look forward to having you on again someday. Much love, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Anytime, just give me a buzz and let me know. I'll be right there.
All right, brother. Keep doing your thing. Thanks for coming tonight.
Right on.
Much love,
No
man.
problem, man. God bless.
All right, man. Adios. Yeah, dude, that was amazing. That was amazing. And yo, a big shout out again to 95 mil. Absolutely amazing artist. I know a lot of you are listening to his stuff now. He's got some real good stuff. Yes. And yeah, I mean it, guys. You know, like I said, I'm gonna be I will be geez, let me get this figured out here 1 second. There we go. But yeah, I will be, let me get this straight here 1 second. Let me get this camera issue figured out right there. Un momento. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole crew of cameramen, you know, doing my stuff for me. You know, it's all me here behind the scenes. But yo, again, a massive shout out to 95 mil, aka Andrew Miller, born in 1995, hence the 95 mil name. I'm always gonna remember this stream because this is my first non-poker branch out stream into other sectors of stuff, you know. So yo, big shout out to him. Again, all of his links are in the chat: Instagram, YouTube, Apple, Spotify. You can listen to his stuff anywhere, basically. You can listen to his stuff on Pandora. Make sure you guys check it out. And once again, I'll be streaming his stuff all Sunday long. Thanks to my dude for making the music issue stuff happen here on Twitch for me, so I can finally play any music I want at any point in time. And yo, I'm sure he's gained some listeners, man. Some great music. I love his lyrics, love his sound, love his feel, love his vibe, love his stuff. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, Stevie Mac, cheers, brother. Hopefully we can, you know, make a little wet fire, ship it to Papa thing going on with 95 mil one day and get a little music video and everything. That would be an absolute dream for me. And yeah, that's a wrap. And I'll see you guys really soon for the Friday night home game. Much love, guys. Adios. If you liked this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, which is free. And don't forget to click the bell, which will let you know when any new video has been uploaded to my YouTube channel. If you want to catch my streams live, I'm currently streaming all day Wednesdays and all day Sundays over at twitch.tv under the username LongCarPoker. Thanks for watching.